Good morning and good day. Welcome back to Centize, Unity Through Hypnosis. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. For episode 3, I have a very special guest joining us, someone who's been part of my journey from the very beginning. But before I introduce her, I want to share a little about today's topic, virtual group hypnosis sessions, what they are, and how deeply beneficial they can be. Group hypnosis is really a form of guided meditation. And as I began working with clients through QHHT, I noticed how many people were asking about doing sessions remotely. While QHHT itself can't be done virtually because of too many variables, I realized that guided meditations could be. So I started hosting virtual classes, first with family members, just to see if this could create meaningful and lasting change. And it did. My family had profound experiences and gained real clarity and motivation to move forward in their lives. Encouraged by that, I reached out to one of my very best friends to see if she'd like to join one of the sessions. And she did. Her experience was powerful, and I cannot wait for you to hear her story. So, without further ado, I am truly honored to introduce my best friend of 9 years, Michelle. Yo, homie. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you're here.
What is up, Aiden? What a beautiful introduction. Thank you.
You are welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for being on today.
Thank you for the invite. I'm so excited. This has been quite the journey and love being able to have this space to be able to share it. And that it's something that we're doing together with the group meditation virtual. I'm hesitating because I think it was the word virtual that I was trying to get out. So, and so then to also be able, like, for this to be the space to share it in, where it's you, as the professional, So thank
Absolutely.
you. Yes.
Yes. Well, it was really something that I wanted to have you on and talk to you about because you have been literally a walking testimony for this entire thing. And I want to get the word out so more people understand how it can help them and what it can do.
Yeah. Yes. You are so right. So first and foremost, so grateful to have the notebook to look back on.
Oh, yes. Highly recommended.
And I think our first session, hold on, I'm trying to get it.
That's okay. Find it.
August 30th.
Oh, my.
Does that sound right about to you?
Yeah.
It does. Okay. So.
And it's October 22nd.
And it's October 22nd. Right. So month and a half, almost 2 months. Bro, I can't even believe all that has happened in just that amount of time. Yep.
Crazy to think about. When you said August 30th, I was like, wow.
Yeah. And I think I don't always have the best memory, but it was from that first session that I wanted another one. And I think it was very early on too, where it was I want this to be a consistent thing. When did you start with the scheduling online? Do you remember?
Oh, I think it was probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before you jumped on.
Okay.
because I
Mhm.
was just scheduling family at first to host a first couple, and I was at that point I'd only done one a week. So and at some weeks I had two, and then I started reaching out to other people to include them.
Yes.
Hmm. Were you hesitant to do it for your first one?
No, no, not really. I have a pretty long history of like meditation
Hmm.
um and awareness of hypnosis. I've never personally done hypnosis, but like have awareness to it. I also am familiar with QHHT as far as I knew it existed.
Hmm.
I knew it was a form of hypnosis. Um but again, I had never done it or participated or whatever. And so, at first I have to say, like, I I did go into the first one not really understanding like what was going to like happen. It was very early on that I recognized that it felt more like a guided meditation than a hypnosis.
Hmm.
And I also want to pause for a second, and I just feel like it needs to be said, like, full disclaimer, like, this is my opinion, these are your opinions,
Yep.
and like, not claiming anything. And like, anyone that ever listens to this, you have your own free will.
That's right. Everybody has their
Okay.
own experience.
Yeah. And so, because I also, I want to be careful with like what is exactly being said. Um, for like, I don't know, backlash. B, I also don't want to, what is that called? Like project anything on anyone else's experience,
Right. Right.
you know?
Yes.
Um, and so, but one, and in saying all that, I'm so called to say that, it was basically starting from then, September 9th on. That's when we've been doing it weekly,
Wow.
and sometimes multiple times a week.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, from September 9th to now, I just have to admit that as time has gone on, it appears that I am experiencing a certain level of hypnosis. Should I say that? Should I not say that?
No,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
So, how has your experience been since the first session moving forward? Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you've noticed?
Yeah. And that's been really fun too, because I'm I feel like I've got this little special place where I am experiencing this with you as you are creating
Hmm.
these masterful meditations, hypnosis. I might go back and forth on what term I use, depending on just how I feel in the moment. Because I do think it's important to recognize that something of a level of hypnosis, like there is a level of, you have to be very careful. And the fact that we are virtual,
Hmm.
you know, it's it's been a whirlwind, and the connections that are happening, the mind body connection is it doesn't compare to like all the work that I've been doing over the years.
Hmm.
And there's there's actual, like, you feel it, like actual healing going on.
That's amazing.
Yes, and it just really proved for me, because see, this, what we do, what you do, what we do together, what you do,
Hmm.
um that is something I've never experienced ever in my history of the bits of meditations that I've done.
Wow.
And I would do, the specific, app
Mm-hmm.
and do, a guided meditation on the app. Okay. And so I have never experienced what I've experienced with you. And so it goes back to this, like, I, for the first time, really feel a mind, body, soul connection.
Wow.
I was very aware of the disconnect between, and I saw over the period of time some things connecting, being, learning how to ground and that, but all the while, and still being able to go through life and manage life, but still all the while feeling such a disconnect. And that with the sessions with you, that is gone. And what
Amazing.
I find, yes, and what I find incredible about it all, it's never like I went into it or we went into it saying, okay, we're going to work on Michelle getting connected specifically. We're going to work on, it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened. Um, I've had a lot of revelations that have come out of it that I didn't even know were there.
That's
But
beautiful.
but once they were brought to my attention, I knew they were real and they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I could go on and on and on. It's and that's the thing, is that this is, to me, like, just another thing that I do to keep going along, like, this path that I'm on,
Mm-hmm.
and where the path has always been, like, about health and truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is at my core, that is all I want, health and truth. So, like, every week I go get acupuncture.
Yep.
Every week I have my meditation with Aiden. It's like going to the gym every day. Yep. And my goal with this too, because that's one of the things I do struggle with, is I do believe this. It is important to have your own practice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For some reason, and I know, I'm not the only one, but for some reason, there's a block with me and actually committing and doing my own practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me right now, okay, that will come. Let's just now get a scheduled thing where I'm being guided. And that's the other thing, is that with the meditations with you have been such a totally different thing for me than, again, all the ones I've ever done in the past, where since having them with you, and as life happens and things come up or whatever, I am actually having a go-to where I can go and I can get regulated again,
That's
if
great.
if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Whereas all the other times, it had never became a instant response,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that was another thing I noticed. Yeah.
Being able to recognize that is important in itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. That's
Mm-hmm.
progress.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And really recognizing, like, I understand where, I don't know, like an adverse response, like, I understand where, like, an adverse response, wants to occur. But yes, being able to go through life and feeling that, but being able to step out of that, step away from that, and level yourself out.
Yes.
That's yeah, it's priceless.
right. You're you're
Mhm.
you're taking strides. And I remember your one of your first ones, and I think it was a past life regression or something, but it was just a simple guided past life regression we did with the group. And like I said, everybody has their own experience, so nobody should ever have the same, expectations, right?
Right.
But I
Right.
remember the look on your face after that meditation, and I could tell that you were so intrigued that you wanted more. But
Yeah.
you looked confused a little bit, but you
Okay.
wanted more. You wanted
Mhm.
more, and I could tell that that really got something moving. And then, I mean, every week I watched you just unfold and
Mhm.
become you, like just being totally connected,
Yeah.
entirely different,
Yeah.
but in a wonderful way.
Right.
And you're not the
Right.
only person I've had that has had experiences as such. And but you're the one that's been consistently doing this, and it's been beautiful to watch your journey unfold.
Right. Thank you. Yes. And it's part of the point is when we do have these consistent practices, the levels that we're able to achieve
Mhm.
and how much that's true in anything that we do.
Mhm.
And so it's been fun for both of us that this is something that I wanted to commit to, and then you as a practitioner being able to see someone consistently do it and see where they go with it and see what happens. And because there's been some things that have come out that is pretty shocking, the revealing of really who you are,
Mhm.
um and certain traits that you may hold that
Right.
you didn't realize you had and can strengthen. And so, yeah.
That and helping you clear limiting beliefs. That's what these meditations have done for me mainly. And it's been revealing, eye-opening, and wonderful all at the same time. Just
Yes.
allowing this space to be able to step back from a moment when I'm feeling triggered to go, okay, what can I learn from this?
Right. Right.
And then go back and reset.
Right. Right. Um,
Insert 10 moments later. SpongeBob voice.
oh
Oh
no.
no, Gina. Hate it when that
Okay,
happens.
that's that. I'm there. I'm back.
Okay.
So what one instance that was very eye opening, maybe two instances that it happened, um, that those underlying beliefs, and like that's kind of what I was referring to earlier, like these realizations that you didn't even know that were inside of you. And so I had a couple instances that it didn't even happen during the meditation. It happened in a dream
Oh yeah.
or when coming out of a dream,
Oh, fun.
where I heard this belief come in so loud and clear. And it was like, what? I feel that way?
Mm,
No, and then having to basically reparent that
yeah.
and recognize it. And that was the thing is that I would have been like I was like I can't even believe this. I've never thought that a day in my life, but I knew when I heard it that it was deep inside. It was somewhere, and there that belief was there. And so that was very interesting that that's not something that happened during the meditation. That was something that happened through the whole sleeping process.
It's amazing when it can stir up.
Yes. And I'm excited for tomorrow because that'll be our first one where we're doing it so quote unquote late.
Hmm.
Because you and we are 2 hours apart.
Yep.
And so with that one that we're doing, I'll be able to go right to bed. And I'm really excited for that.
That makes me wonder how vivid your dreams will be that night.
Right. And I don't want to put any expectation on
Right.
it. And I don't want it, right.
Mm-hmm.
But one can't wonder. You can't help but wonder. You
Get a
can't.
little excited.
And get a little excited. Yeah. So that'll be tomorrow's.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm
And like,
excited for that.
and then and then you decide to take like a week off for family.
How dare I?
How dare you? And I couldn't have my session with Aiden. And so now it's like, okay, we're going to do at least 2 this week. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. And I love that you have such an array of different ones
Mm-hmm.
where, from the grounding to specifically for the nervous system,
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the really fun ones, the real fun ones. And I think it's important, that, it can, I think it's important to understand and just know and like experience at least like the grounding
Mm-hmm.
and the nervous system one.
Yes, I agree. It's good to start off. It's a good practice to get people prepared.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And in that preparation is the experience.
Yep.
I think that the experience really it is if you're grounded.
Yep.
And like you're chill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
important
And
to create that safe space.
yes, yes. And I've also had those experiences where, we would do a fun one. So like a fun one would be
Mm-hmm.
like meet your guide.
Oh, yes.
I might get some of the names mixed up, but like Crystal Forest,
Enchanted Forest,
Crystal Lake. There's a crystal one.
Yeah, it's the crystalline tunnel, the crystalline caves.
Crystalline caves.
Yeah.
So like, these are like, where they're fun and that really too is where like the beauty happens with, meeting your guide. Being open to the idea that we have guides. That's a big thing.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
so, and that may be the, that's, yeah.
Some people experience guardian angels. Some people experience their higher selves. As long as they don't get detoured on the path on the way to the top of the enchanted, top of the hill.
Right. Yeah. There's been a couple of times where I've gone rogue on you. Yes.
But it's hilarious though, because,
yes.
I could guide you all I want, but wherever you go is where your subconscious is going to take you.
Exactly.
So,
and where you need to go.
Yep.
And there's been times, because, that's one of the best things about it too, is being able to share with you afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm losing it again. It happens so fast. Oh, that one's gone.
I think I knew where you're going with that, where you get to share what you got from it and maybe not fully understanding, but getting another perspective of what the message could be.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And sometimes too, walking away, really not even knowing what the message was at all, but being okay with that.
Yep.
That, maybe the conscious mind doesn't need to know.
Or it'll come in later and you'll be
exactly at that moment. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. It just hasn't caught up yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it can happen. And sometimes it'll come in your dreams. And again, it's like a dream. It fades so fast.
Right. And so going back to the fun ones, there have been times where as you're guiding me and, very descriptive in your guiding, there's been times where I'm kept in a gray room.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened more early on.
Yep.
And so,
And just in case anybody's confused, when you're kept in a gray room, it is not out of fear. It's because your subconscious is keeping you in a safe space for something that you're not ready for.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it's like during that whole bit of the meditation, I would be in a gray room, but then you would end up getting to whatever point in the meditation. And now all of a sudden I'm there with you or like
Mm-hmm.
in that. And so it was like for that period of time, it was like, nope, you're not doing this today. And so to also be able to see, that as time has gone on, that gray space has gotten less and less and less.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been exciting.
That's because you're putting in the effort.
Right.
And it
Right.
goes to show, too, how protective our subconscious is of us at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Our minds would be overloaded if we could see and hear and do everything that, that is out there. But
Right.
it would make people
Right.
crazy.
Right. Right. Yes. Yes.
And you're building a relationship as you go through these meditations, not only with yourself, but with your guides, because we don't know them on a conscious level. So you're putting forth the effort to get to know a stranger, which gives you more access to more
Right.
things
Right. Right.
in a safe
Right.
space.
Right. 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 It's building the trust.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
the results are just beautiful from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What you get to see, what you get to feel, the healing alone.
Right.
Feeling that energy move through your body.
Right.
Ugh, that's what excites me about what I do, is being able to help people on a much deeper level and get people to understand that, I'm not doing anything. You're doing the work. I'm just simply opening a door. You choose whether you want to go forward and listen and do the work yourself. So really, kudos to you, Michelle, because look how far you have come since September 9th.
Right. 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 And that's the thing, is how it all just seemed to be so lined up that, I have this history trying to, heal myself, find myself, blah, 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 and have my dabble in meditation. And, there is someone within my circle that, does the QHHT, but I've never even been drawn to even, try and do that. But the second you got through your training, and then, we started doing it, like, this is it. This has been that missing link that I've been trying to find in this healing. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't know if we've really talked about this, but low key, I feel like not, QHHT and guided meditations, like, I don't believe that they really are for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And really, ultimately, like, those that seek it out have had some level of trauma experience.
Mm-hmm.
And because that is, like, I believe what creates that separation from mind, body, soul, right?
Right.
And so all these years, and I've become intellectually aware, but being intellectually aware still doesn't make me feel whole.
Mm-hmm.
and joy without faking or trying.
Right.
And so this has been that missing link. And so since just from September 9th to now, like how much joy I'm feeling, peace
Wonderful.
I'm feeling, pieces of me have been filled up. And yet that was never, again, like that was never the thing about going into it saying, we're going to fill these up.
Hmm.
We're going to bring Michelle back connected.
That's right.
It just, let's do these. They're going to be amazing. They're going to be fun. And all the while, this is what's been happening. And so my life is forever changed. Um,
I love
and
that.
and then it opens the door for like what we can experience outside of the physical body, because we are so much more than the physical body.
Hmm.
And so I'm not saying like, I don't know, I feel like that's weird. Like I'm not saying, it's not for everybody and you have to experience trauma in order to do this. I don't believe that at all.
Right.
But I think like majority of like people seeking this level, it comes from a state of trauma. And so, but once you get in there and you start doing all this and what you can explore outside of the physical body, it is unreal. And so just want to keep going, keep going, keep going. And all the while, like I believe it's helping guide me into like what I'm ultimately, what I'm really here for.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Okay. There you go. Yes.
That's the goal, is getting everybody connected to their higher selves and to get that clarity and that truth behind it, the
Right. And the
joy.
connection back to nature,
Exactly.
right? To ourselves. Like we're all
Into nature.
connected. We're all connected to nature.
Yep.
I saved a bee today.
Congratulations.
So there was, thank you. Listen.
What kind of a bee?
I mean, I know there's different types of bees, and I did question if it really was a bee,
Was it a honeybee?
but yes, if it was a bee, it was a honeybee.
Oh.
But he was in the bird bath.
Oh.
And I just happened to be looking out the back window and I saw some fluttering happening. And when I see fluttering happening, I know there's a insect that can't get out of the water. So I ran out there, got a stick, got him out. And then he like tried to fly, but they can't fly. That's the thing. Their wings
Mhm.
got wet, so they can't fly. And so he like fell to the ground cover, and I didn't even think about it. And I just put my finger out,
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
crawled onto my finger, and he sat there for 3 minutes, drying himself off on my finger. Literally, the process in which it took this bee to dry himself off in order to be able to fly took 3 minutes. I was tired watching him and everything that he had to do to dry himself off. And like his wings were stuck on his back, and it took a lot to literally dry. And then they just pop up. It was an incredible, beautiful process. But he stayed here, and I just felt like, that's part of the whole thing.
That's beautiful.
My energy's right. I'm not freaked out. He's going to sting me.
Right.
Something told me to help him out because, he wasn't that's the thing. He wasn't stable on the ground cover, and his wings were stuck to his back. So it was like, to help him out and I held him in the sun on my finger. He was in the sun drying off too.
Oh.
And so just to give him the space that he needed to get himself right. And I told him too, I said, I can't even believe what you are having to go through right now to dry off. Like, this is a whole process, bro. Like, this is a whole freaking process. And I told it to him. And then the wings popped up and he kept going, and then I could feel an energy shift in him. And I was like, you're about to take off. You're ready. And boop, he went off.
That's awesome.
And I think, that is part of it. Like this whole thing allows you to connect, realize how connected we all are, and nature.
Yep.
It's so important.
It really is. It really is. I love that.
And so thank you. Because again, without your guidance and like none of this would have been able to happen. And so thank you. Thank you for your journey. Because I've been waiting.
Well, I appreciate that. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I
I did
appreciate the support.
therapy. I did Eastern therapy, or I'm sorry, Western therapy, whatever you want to call it, regular psychotherapy, whatever you want to call it. 10 years.
Wow.
10 years, my brother.
Oh.
Come on. A
Ooh.
night and day difference. Again,
That's huge.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It got me to an intellectual place, and that only takes you so far.
Right. And that's the whole point is you have to go within.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these help you do is go within and find the answers.
Yes. And that is the most important piece of information. And being able to recognize when we so easily want to get wrapped up in the external stuff or create all this external stuff because something is happening in life.
Right.
Or I'm feeling a certain type of way that's just always with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I, act out externally about it. That is the answer. That all these things and everything that our society does makes us so externally like frazzled
Frazzled and divided.
and divided.
Yeah.
And that ultimately, if we just went within,
Mm-hmm.
if we just went within,
So much love. So
so
much
much love.
joy.
Yes.
Peace.
And
Compassion.
that's the answer because
Mm-hmm.
all this external stuff, it's never the answer.
Nope. Never.
It just keeps escalating.
Yep. Just builds upon it and keeps going.
Yes. But the
Makes them up.
moment that I have consistently gone within,
It's beautiful.
patterns change.
Yep.
Right? Habits change. And I'm laughing inside because I'm thinking about how, in all this time, I've had like one instance where I popped off at someone. And it was the week that you took off. I didn't have a session.
How dare I?
And so, but again, to show, I think the importance that
Mm-hmm.
it does have to be a practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, that, on some level, like the benefits of it being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that does go to show. I really do. I really do. It makes me wonder if, because it's not on you again, because it's about, still important that I do have my own, my own practice.
Absolutely.
But it does, it begs the question if, you're on vacation and I don't do my own practice.
Oh yeah.
I'm more likely to pop off.
Oh yeah.
And so just how important it is. And
It's a good
yeah.
habit to get into with
Mm-hmm.
meditating on your own, even if it's 10, 15, 20 minutes. It could be anything, or it could be 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, whatever.
Right.
It's an excellent
100%.
habit.
100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is specific for your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And not every meditation, has to be a
Guided.
a guided, or quote, again, quote unquote fun one, and it's 20 minutes. But where you're just grounding, you're just breathing,
Mm-hmm.
and just recognizing the thoughts that are coming.
Yep.
This idea that we should be sitting, breathing, and not thinking. I think that's a misconception of meditation.
I agree.
Okay.
You need to recognize them come in, and then you can watch them. I like to watch them. I envision a river flowing through my mind. And when the thought comes in, one that I know is from my day and that probably doesn't. I'll recognize it, and then I'll put it in its own little boat, and then I send it down the river.
Okay.
And then the next thought that comes in, I listen to it, and once I'm done, I put it in a boat and send it down the river.
Okay.
But that's my only that works for me. It's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's whatever anybody else wants to.
Absolutely. So I like yours better. Mine's a bus.
Oh, a bus? I
Yeah,
love that.
like a city bus.
I
But I
love
like yours better because
that.
you're on water. And I don't know why I wouldn't have thought of that. Mine's a freaking city bus.
do,
Bye.
do you fill each seat, or does each one get a bus?
Right. Right.
Ah, that's so funny.
Bus is at capacity.
Is it a double decker?
Right, right, right. Oh, but yes, exactly. That it's, yeah. And then, there's all the dusty thoughts. There's all the thoughts that just, they don't even matter. And
Right.
the more you do it, you start to recognize the thoughts that do matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you can start to, yeah, we're sending this one down the river, but this one, we might need to take a minute and
Absolutely.
really consider where this is coming from,
Right. Right.
and and how can we let that go.
Mm-hmm.
So right, so just being able to do that, and it directly is for the nervous system, and having that regulated nervous system is what can help one not pop off. And I'm having that daily practice is
Mm-hmm.
prime. I do want to mention that having 1 to 2 sessions with you a week where we are spending a total of, from let's say 20 minutes all the way to 40 minutes,
Yep.
that doing that once or twice a week, like it's working
Good.
when we're talking about just that whole nervous system thing. And because it's that, because that's the whole thing about the whole meditation is it's so many different facets to it,
Oh, yes.
right, where we get to explore outside of the body as well as take care of the body.
Right. And what I love about it is just the fact that I get to hear about your experience afterwards.
Mhm,
And I think that's
mhm.
what brings me more excitement, because I already know what the script, what my script is that I've made up for this session. So I know what I'm
Right,
going to say, but I don't know what you're going to get from it. And
right.
that's what I love the most, especially when I've got multiple people and they're all having such different experiences.
Yes,
It's mind-blowing and
yes.
fun.
Yes, 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 yes. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And it's been fun for me. Like when I come out of mine, it's like open, one eye and be like, are you ready for this? And you're like, let's go.
I know, I get so excited, like, "Ooh, it's gonna be good."
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, I can only imagine you as a practitioner being able to see. And I can only imagine too with with the QHHT session. I don't know if you want to go into much about that. I feel like we're really should be just talking about the group meditation. But just to say real quick that my understanding, with that session, you really are looking at kind of like one session. Multiples might be an option, but like ultimately, and just for you to be able to see what can happen in one session with
Oh,
someone.
yeah.
I want to do a session with you so bad.
Oh, yeah, because it is such a
Right.
much deeper state than most people experience on with a guided meditation. It's a much deeper state, so that's where you're completely disconnecting the conscious from the subconscious and allowing the subconscious to take the driver's seat and show you what you need to see to heal
Mhm.
from, and then to actually have your subconscious come through and speak and you get to hear it on the recording. And sometimes they
Right.
don't come through. They don't speak at all, but the vibration that they put out, you get to feel it when you listen back to the recording, and that will trigger the healing in your body alone. So
Interesting.
it's absolutely fascinating to witness firsthand the amount of healing someone can have from a
Yeah.
QHHT session.
Yeah.
But the amount of healing that you have had from
True.
just these virtual hypnosis sessions as well has been profound.
Yes. Yes. And yesterday's session, we just did a session yesterday, and
Mhm.
like that was the first time that I went as deep as I did.
Yeah.
And that was, and so that's the other thing too, is I'm recognizing that that tells me that there's already been so much healing in the space of feeling safe, and that I'm opening.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
safe enough to do what you need to do and go as deep as you need to go.
Mhm.
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 That's beautiful.
Mhm.
Love it.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is coming to the end of episode 3. I so appreciate you, Michelle, for coming
Oh
on
my
here
gosh.
and doing this with me, being a guest speaker. And I look forward to the many more other podcast sessions together.
I would love to do another podcast session with you. This has been so fun. Thank you for letting me talk about my experience.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you for sharing.
yeah, yeah. I hope I shared enough and not too much.
You
But
did
I hope I
beautiful.
shared enough.
I thank you so much. And everybody listening, with much love and much joy.